Arsenal versus Chelsea is tomorrow, and there's some interesting discussions that we can have surrounding this game. Also, there's a potential masterstroke that Arsenal can use in this game, and I actually think it's going to happen. Before we get into it though, do me the favour, just quick, hit like on this video. So what a game this is going to be. Arsenal versus Chelsea, always an exciting game, but I need some help. Listen, I need your opinions on what you think is going to happen with the team selection because I can't figure it out. You know, it's so hard predicting a Mikel Arteta starting lineup that I do need your help. What starting lineup would you go for? Because in a game like this, you cannot afford to rest any players. You need your best team out. So let me know what is your best team to face Chelsea. Look, the first place I want to start is in that midfield. Declan Rice specifically. I've been really thinking the past couple of weeks, what is Declan Rice's best position? You know, when he came in, he said he wanted to be a number 6. I always fancied him in the number 8 role. You know, seen him this season, unbelievable player. Love Declan Rice. I'm so glad he's an Arsenal player. But my opinion has shifted. Look, Declan Rice can play that number 8 role. But I've seen him a few times in that role this season and he seems isolated. But every time I've seen him in number 6, he's almost man of the match every single time. When he's playing with Jorginho and Jorginho's in the 8 and Rice is in the 6, incredible player. Even when Havertz is there and Rice is in 6, he always plays flawlessly. Like I said, I've seen him in 8 and he is really good. Look, he carries the ball well. He can get forward. He's scored some important goals for Arsenal this season. But my opinion was made up. I would prefer to see Rice in the 6. But then something happened in the last game. You know, and I kind of saw that Declan Rice does have potential and that can be unlocked. We're going to get into it now. Listen, there is a masterstroke to be played. We're going to get into it within the team selection, okay? So let's go through the team selection first. David Raya will start in goal for this game. And I have to hold my hands up. The past couple of games, I've been not exactly calling out, but I've been saying that David Raya's performances need to improve. He's looked shaky. His claiming hasn't been as good. The saves he hasn't been making, I've been calling out. So in the last game against Wolves, flawless. Incredible performance. Probably kept us in the game with that big save as well. But not just that. The way he was coming out confidently, claiming the ball, his distribution, everything about David Raya's game in that last performance was really, really good. So I just wanted to point that out and put a bit of positivity out there for David Raya because he definitely deserves it after that last performance. Right back, it's going to be Ben White. Centre backs, Gabriel and Saliba. Left back, for me in this game, we go Kiwior. Zinchenko is another useful option. Tomiyasu is out of the squad again with injury. I don't even know where to start with that. That'll probably be a discussion for another video. So frustrating that Tomiyasu can't keep fit because I think he's such a good player. I think he offers things that some of the other players actually don't. But yeah, Kiwior left back. Centre mids. This is where the masterstroke could happen because we haven't yet, in my opinion, for large parts of this season, deployed our best midfield. Thomas Partey and Declan Rice. When we saw Thomas Partey come on against Wolves, this is what I was talking about. It kind of unlocked something in Declan Rice. He knew he had a defensive monster behind him in Thomas Partey. So that kind of gave him free roam to run forward. And how good was Declan Rice? We saw Declan Rice, maybe his performance peter out in that game. As soon as Thomas Partey come on, it's like Declan Rice was full of petrol again. The guy was all over the place, making things happen. It was just so good. So I need to see a Declan Rice with Thomas Partey behind him. And if he can play like I think he's going to play, then I would actually not go out and buy a number 8 in the summer, but I would more focus on that number 6 position because then you do play Rice in the 8 and then a new number 6. But for this game, it has to be Thomas Partey in 6, Declan Rice in 8, and then Martin Odegaard in 10. Look, in the last game, Martin Odegaard, in my opinion, probably struggled. Not for lack of trying, because he was all over the pitch, throwing himself about. But it was kind of one of them games, you know, where kind of it always goes wrong and you never get the rub of the green. You just don't have luck on your side. That's kind of the way I saw Martin Odegaard's performance against Wolves. You know, it seemed to be falling over a lot. The kind of 50-50s if you're going to make it to the ball or not. He didn't. So it was kind of a frustrating night, I'm sure, for Odegaard. He certainly didn't have a bad performance by any means. He's always trying his very best, and he actually played quite well. But yeah, Martin Odegaard in this game. Right wing, I think you need to play Saka. I thought he was going to be rested in the last game because it looked like he needed it. But I actually thought Saka was okay against Wolves for the most part. So I go Saka on the right, Trossard on the left. I think Martinelli's struggling. Look, Martinelli hasn't hit the same form that he had last season, and Trossard has. Trossard has probably excelled where he was last season. I'd have to look that up, but yeah, Trossard has been phenomenal for Arsenal. He's our second highest output in terms of numbers for player, just behind Saka. So Trossard has to play in this game. Trossard seems to be the guy who's coming up with massive goals at the minute. We saw it against Bayern Munich. We saw it at Wolves. This is a guy that just has to play. There's always goals when Trossard is around. And then up front, I think you have to play Havertz. I would be very, very surprised if Mikel Arteta goes with a Havertz in number 8 again. I know a few of you like it. I've seen it in the comment sections. You don't mind Havertz in 8. And look, I don't mind Havertz in 8 if we're playing against a lower league table opposition. If we're going to play Sheffield United or someone like that, then okay, you want to have more attacking players on the pitch, so you play Havertz. But, you know, there's a few games this season where we've played Havertz in that position, and for me, we just lose the midfield battle. So I need 2 combative players in there. Jorginho, brilliant on the ball, great eye for a pass, but he's not that combative. Thomas Partey, Declan Rice solves that problem for sure. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Like I said, I want to hear your team selections. And in terms of Chelsea, look, Chelsea are coming into the run of form of their season. You know, they are playing unbelievably well at the minute. Just listen to some of these teams they bought, right? So they haven't actually lost since the 4th of February. That's a very, very long time for Chelsea in the league, of course. So they've beat Everton 6-0. They've beat United. They've beat Newcastle. They drew a Man City away. And the main reason for that, in my opinion, is Cole Palmer. The guy's incredible, and I hate to say it because I hate Chelsea. You know, early on in the season when Chelsea fans were screaming about Cole Palmer, I was kind of like, simmer down. This guy's had about 2 or 3 games. When he does it consistently for the whole season, then we can talk. And look, I'll hold my hands up. You know when you see a player and he kind of proves you wrong for so long that you kind of have to hold your hands up and say, all right, listen, this is a good player. I'm happy to admit that now. Now, Chelsea prematurely are comparing this guy to Saka and saying, oh, look, he's got more goals than Saka, 7 more goals than Saka this season. He's a better player than Saka. And I would just say, calm down. He's not better than Saka. In my opinion, he's probably nowhere near Saka. Saka's been doing this for about 2 or 3 years consistently. So tell Cole Palmer, put up these numbers for 3 seasons in a row, and then you can mention Saka's name. Don't start mentioning our star boy now next to Cole Palmer, who's had 3/4 of a good season. Listen, like I said, brilliant player. He's forced me to like him. I'm glad he's an English player. I'd like to see him around the English squad. He definitely has to go to the Euros. Does he play over Bukayo Saka? Hell no. No chance. Saka over Cole Palmer, but he's a brilliant player. I just wanted to acknowledge that in terms of Chelsea's threat, but there's actually stories coming out today that Cole Palmer might be missing this game versus Arsenal. What do you guys think of that? Look, I've always said on this channel, I never wish injuries on players, but it does happen, and if it's going to happen, then listen, I'm going to be happy about it because, well, not happy, but, well, yeah, I guess I will be happy because if we had one of our main players injured, Chelsea fans would be loving it. Oh, Saka's out or something like that. So if Cole Palmer has to sit out, they're going to have to hold that. Because it happens. It's part of the game. If Cole Palmer's out with illness, then Chelsea will be weaker for it. Even if Cole Palmer is playing, I still think we have the defensive personnel to nullify Cole Palmer. But every time he's on the ball, it's going to be squeaky. For sure, I'm going to be clenched because he is a good player. He can make something out of nothing. And there's one thing, if he is on the pitch, we certainly can't do, and that's give a penalty away because that boy will bury it. He's deadly in front of goal. That's enough about Chelsea and their threats. But yeah, I'm just expecting a good game. In terms of a score prediction, I actually think it's going to be one of our more difficult games. Look, I'm trying to think of... There hasn't been many this season. You know, Arsenal this season have put on a lot of good performances. You know, where you blow teams away 5 or 6-0. But I can't remember. I mean, I remember last season there was quite a few games where it's like last-minute winners. And like very, very close games, and Arsenal maybe shouldn't have won, but then we've gone out there and got the result. This season, it seems to me Arsenal deserve to win, and they have won. There hasn't been many games where it's been like pushing and to and fro, and then Arsenal go and nick it with a late-minute winner. I'm sure there has been early on in the season, but I think this game might be like that, which is not going to be good watching because it's going to be stressful. But I'm just expecting this game to be a good game. I'm expecting Chelsea to put up much of a fight. You lot have seen in many of my score predictions, I've been predicting Arsenal to win quite comfortably. In this game, this is probably going to be, for me, a 2-1 win to Arsenal, maybe with the second goal coming in like the 80th minute. Now, if we can avoid that and we're 3-0 up by half time, then happy days. I hope it happens. I really do. But I'm just expecting this to be a tricky affair. Of course, that's just my opinion, and I would love to know yours. Like I said, let me know your team selections, let me know what you're expecting of the game, and let me know your score predictions. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Like I said, just do me the favour of before you leave, just hit thumbs up on this video. Just like it and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video on game day. People, Gooners, have a good day.